So if you're looking to live in a city that strikes the balance between not being the major metropolitan city, but also not being a sleepy, quiet suburb, then this video might be for you because we are going to discover the pros and cons of living in Mesa, Arizona, the country's largest suburb in all of the United States. So if you want to be fully informed on everything Mesa, Arizona, keep watching this video below. But if you want to skip right past this and just talk about real estate with someone on my team or myself, please reach out to us at the contact information below. You can call or email, your choice, or just book at the Calendar link below a 15 to 30 minute appointment, your choice for how long you'd like to be. And we'd be happy to talk to you about everything real estate in Phoenix and of course Mesa. So first, where does Mesa, Arizona even sit? Geographically, it is located in the East Valley of the greater Phoenix area. You can see in the map right here that it is a large section of the East Valley. Mesa is the largest suburb in the country with a population of over 515,000 people currently residing there. Mesa has a little bit of everything when it comes to things to do, housing, schooling, and the list goes on and on and on. Mesa even has not one, but two airports located within its boundaries. So let's dive in and discover the pros and the cons of living in Mesa, Arizona, because maybe that is the place for you, or maybe you'll decide after watching this video that it is not the place that you probably want to reside in. Either way, we are good with it because that's what these videos are for, your information and educational purposes. And if we can help out as agents who've been selling real estate in this area for over 19 years, we'd be honored to have that opportunity. So let's go opposite that most videos do at this time, and let's go with the cons first. Now, most people are going to start with the pros because those are the good stuff, and every city is going to have pros, but every city also has cons. And knowing those cons can be just as important, if not more important to know when you're trying to make an informed decision on whether or not you should live, reside, relocate to a certain area within the country, let alone Mesa, Arizona. So let's go with con number one, and that is no downtown nucleus feel. That's right, a lot of suburbs don't have that downtown, so it's not a biggest con in the world, but some cities do. And to have that nice downtown, that quaint downtown for a suburb especially, is kind of a special place that a lot of people will go to and rally around when you have certain city events or civic events for that city, that suburb, that community. And Mesa just doesn't have that feel. Now, it does have a small downtown district right off of Main Street, and Main Street is kind of cool in its own extent. So Main Street does have a little bit of a feel like it is downtown, but again, the downtown area they're trying to revitalize and make more special, but as of right now, it's not the best feel if you're looking for that center spot to hang out and go to for your community or your suburb. But that segues perfectly into con number two, which is a big city feel. See, if you're living in a suburb, you're probably not wanting to be in a really large city, but going to the suburb of Mesa, you're not going to get much reprieve from feeling like you're living in Phoenix. Why? Because Mesa is large, as we already established. It's been around for a long time, and it's just really spread out to where you really don't have a tight sense of community attached to the name Mesa. Now, you do have tight communities throughout the city in different parts, but in general, being spread out has its disadvantages, as well as in some cases could be some pros there as well. Now, this brings up con number three, and that would be crime. Mesa in general has higher crime rates than other suburbs in the Phoenix area. Now, there are certain parts, as with any suburb or city, that are safer than others, certainly. If you look at the west side of Mesa, this is the oldest part of Mesa, and it also has the highest crime rate. Then as you move east into central Mesa, it goes down a little bit, and then out to East Mesa, it is a lot less. So that gives you a good idea of where the safer parts of Mesa lie. And you can always judge any of these cities with the safeness factor if you would go there late at night to maybe do something. Would you feel safe? Maybe you're going for a run. Maybe you're going to just check on something. But would you feel safe going there in the dark by yourself at a certain time of night? And if you don't feel like you're very safe doing that, then it probably isn't a place that you would enjoy living. Because let's face it, when you live somewhere, if you have the choice, you want to choose some place that has the safety, the security for yourself and your family, your loved ones. And Mesa does have those places. Mesa has some very safe, very nice places. But with any city, some parts like West Mesa are going to be a little less safe than other areas of the city. And the last con we'll talk about here with Mesa is the lack of things to do when it comes to entertainment. Now, there's plenty to do when it comes to outdoor activities, which hint, hint, could be a pro, but a con would be entertainment and events. I've been living here in the Valley for 20 years, and I've rarely ever heard anyone say,
hey, I'm gonna go to this event or this thing they do on a Friday night. in Mesa.
It just is very rare. You just don't have a lot of those things happening in Mesa. Mesa is primarily residential throughout its entire scope of the city boundaries. So when it comes to things that you want to go hang out and do and events to go see, you will have to leave Mesa to go to another suburb or city to get that done. Now let's jump over to the pros and let's discuss a couple fun facts at the end. In addition to the awesome variety of housing that Mesa has, Mesa also is home to several really well-known and amazing communities or subdivisions for people to live in and experience and enjoy life together. And those communities, I'll name just a few, are going to be as follows. In the west, you have Dobson Ranch, which is Mesa's first master plan community developed, where you have a golf course and you have 7 different lakes, man-made lakes, running through Dobson Ranch, where you can do catch and release fishing and some paddle boating and things of that nature. So a really cool master plan community, and it's the most affordable housing of these communities I'm going to name in the Mesa area. And heading east into central Mesa, you have the Groves neighborhood, which is a awesome neighborhood with larger lots and sprawling estates. And then as you keep going to the east, you have several amazing communities, award-winning communities like Las Sendas and Red Mountain Ranch up in the northeast against the mountains. Then as you come down the 202 loop, you run into Mountain Bridge, which is a newer community, which is a very nice community with a HOA and owners, members club, if you will, and so on and so forth. And as you make your way down south of the 60, you have the master plan community of the year, Eastmark. And then just south of Eastmark, you have Cadence at Gateway. Now, these two are very similar in many different ways, but these neighborhoods are truly award-winning master plan communities, and they're still building homes out in this area. But a lot of the real estate is newer over the last several years. So if you want new construction, brand new, or just slightly used or lived in, then Eastmark and Cadence would be the 2 places you would want to check out first. I have another video about living in Mesa and other videos that we will continue to do on these specific neighborhoods in Mesa, because they are truly great places to live. And if you're going to live in Mesa and you have the means to choose kind of where you want to live financially, then you should consider some of these neighborhoods we just mentioned. And let's start with pro number 1, affordable housing. Guys, this is one of the things that is talked about the most amongst everybody, it seems like, around America. So you do have affordable housing, more so in Mesa. Right now, the median price point in Mesa is about $475,000 for a single family house. And for a 1-bedroom apartment, rent starts at around $1,385 a month. And remember, we're taking a large sample size here because Mesa is a very large city, but you do have a lot of affordable housing. Now, currently, the entry-level house in Mesa for like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house is going to be running right around $250,000 to $260,000. And that will get you about 1,000 square feet. And then, of course, it goes up from there. So let's talk about the high end of this. Now, affordable housing is a pro, but if you want something on the more high end, Mesa has that too. They don't have a lot of multi-million-dollar houses, but there are several that you can find in the $2, $3, $4 million price range that are up more so against the mountain or have a large lot that are sprawling estates. In fact, the most expensive home on the market in Mesa right now is on the market for $7.9 million at the very top of the mountain in Las Sendas, and that is going to be about 9,000 square feet. Brand new, new build, modern, contemporary, finished in 2025. If you have any questions on that, give us a call. I know the agent well who's representing that seller and could help you out with any details on that. Now, Mesa also has a lot of variety of housing too as well. They have a lot of age-restricted 55 plus communities for housing also. So it works out really well for those snowbirds, those people who want to retire also down in Mesa, Arizona. In fact, the cheapest age-restricted homes you'll find are going to be in the low $200,000 price point. Now, again, this will be about 1,000 square feet, a 2-1 or a 2-2 home, smaller home, possibly even share one wall. They consider a patio home, but it's going to give you your own space, a yard of some sort, and it's going to be in the low $200,000. So if you're on a tight fixed budget as a retiree of some sort, this could be a great option for you. The second pro is going to be a growing job market. That's right, Mesa has a lot of opportunities when it comes to employers and good paying jobs. Boeing, Banner Health, Arizona State University, to name just a few. In fact, Boeing actually has at Falcon Field, one of the 2 airports in Mesa, they have their largest employer workforce in the state of Arizona employed right there at Falcon Field. This is the home for Boeing of their attack helicopter division, as well as their unmanned airborne systems being developed right there in Mesa, Arizona. Now, while we're at it, let's talk about pro number 3, and that's going to be transportation. That's right. See, a lot of places you go will say that transportation is a con in Mesa, but I disagree. I think it's actually a pro. Why? Because the 202 loop, the Santan Freeway, rips right through Mesa on the north side, and then you have the 60 interstate that rips right through Mesa on the very south side of its borders. So you have two major interstates that have traffic flow going back and forth all day long, east to west, which is a phenomenal way to get around, even though it's spread out a lot. In addition to that, you also have a section of the public light rail that runs all the way from uptown central Phoenix down to downtown Phoenix, over through the city of Tempe and into the West Mesa Main Street area. So you have some public transportation there as well. And then to top it all off, you have not one but two airports. That's right, we talked about Falcon Field, located in the north section of Mesa. And then to the southeast part of Mesa, you have the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport, which is a up-and-coming airport, an area around the airport. Why? Because the developers and the city planners are trying to turn the Mesa Phoenix Gateway Airport area into a Scottsdale Airport type situation, where not only do you have a lot of commuters coming in and out of that airport, but you have a lot of employers and industrial around that area to make it an employment hub in the next 10 to 20 years to come. As Phoenix grows, the East Valley out by Mesa will continue to expand east, as there's a lot of land still left to be built and developed on. And so this airport is poised to take off as not just an employment center hub, but also a great place for people to travel in and out for transportation. Oh, and not only does private aviation fly out of the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport, but they have one commuter airline, possibly going to add a second or third one in the future. But right now, Allegiant Airlines operates out of the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Moving on to the next pro, that would be the outdoor activities, the outdoor lifestyle. And that's where Mesa truly shines. You have access to lakes that are really close by. You have access to the Tonto National Forest on the north side of Mesa. And in that Tonto National Forest area, you have a lot of things you can do outdoor. You have the Salt River, you can float down. You have the Granite Reef Recreational Area, which is a slower moving part of the Salt River that you can hang out and have a picnic and have some shoreline fishing. There is so many outdoor activities to do right in that Tonto National Forest area north of Mesa, and in the mountains just further to the east. You have hiking, you have biking, you have a lot of mountain activity you can do in there. You can visit the Lost Dutchman State Park, which is a great place to go hiking. Or you could go to the Usery Mountain Regional Park as well. Both places are great places to go spend a good day to explore those mountains and do some hiking on the trails. Now, with the Salt River that flows all the way down into the city of Phoenix and Tempe, you actually have a dam that's to the north, and that dam has created over time the formation of 4 lakes that are phenomenal recreational lakes. Now, some are bigger than others, but those 4 lakes are Canyon, Roosevelt, Saguaro, and Apache. This is a great little area just east of Mesa that has a ton of recreational things to do because you're around 4 lakes. And who said the desert doesn't have lakes and water activities? You have a ton to do right in Mesa, and that's where, again, Mesa truly shines. And another pro is going to be spring training. Again, because of the size of Mesa, Mesa actually has not one but 2 spring training Major League Baseball teams. They are home to the Oakland A's and home to the Chicago Cubs. Now, the Chicago Cubs obviously are an extremely popular team, and so where they play at the Riverwalk Center right there by the northwest area of Mesa is awesome. It is a phenomenal location. It is a great place next to a Bass Pro Shop and all kinds of shopping next to the Tempe Marketplace because it sits right on the border of Mesa and Tempe. So if you're looking for an amazing sports venue to go watch a game at, the Chicago Cubs in the month of February and March is going to be a phenomenal option for you. And the last pro, I didn't forget about you, people who have a artistic flair to themselves. Mesa is phenomenal for the art scene and the creative arts in general. Mesa offers a vibrant arts and culture scene with numerous museums, theaters, and galleries throughout. And the Mesa Art Center is a phenomenal place to go experience a show or performance of some type. You will not be disappointed. So I hope you enjoyed our video today on the pros and the cons, or the cons and the pros, of living in Mesa, Arizona. If you have any further questions about Mesa or any other suburb for that matter, we would would love to take that call, that appointment with you, and just fully inform you on the intricacies of all of that. I've been selling real estate in and around the Mesa area for 19 years and have helped numerous clients buy and sell houses in Mesa. There are some amazing parts and amazing things that Mesa has to offer. So if you want to dive deeper than the topics mentioned on this video, give me a call, 480-660-5974. I'd be happy to take that call, or shoot me an email at the contact information on the screen. Oh, also check us out on Instagram. We're putting out daily content for your personal enjoyment and education. And don't forget, don't be shy. Call me.